At least 3 U.S. grain distributors have been infected with ransomware in recent weeks, raising concerns that hackers have found an easy target in a vital part of the U.S. food supply chain. All 3 known victims are Midwestern grain cooperatives that buy grain from farmers and then process, store, and resell it for uses like livestock feed and fuel. The attacks, where organized cybercriminals lock up an organization's computers and demand a ransom for a program to unlock it, has slowed the distributors' operations, hampering their ability to quickly process grain as it comes in. The timing is particularly bad, said Charles Herberg, head of Iowa State University's Grain Quality Laboratory. We're going into harvest, and right now is when they're taking in a large amount of grain and putting out a large amount of grain, Herberg said. It's a real nasty situation. Like many industries, grain production has heavily digitized operations that were previously done by hand. Hackers who deploy ransomware against them, locking up their computers and demanding payment, may not be able to stop the distributors entirely, but they can severely slow them down. The largest of the 3 known victims, New Cooperative in Iowa, is still working to restore automated systems after being hacked in September, a spokesperson for the company said in a statement. An employee for another, farmers cooperative company, also in Iowa, declined to comment, citing advice from the company's lawyers. The third, Crystal Valley in Minnesota, didn't respond to emails and voicemails. All 3 have had private files published to ransomware hackers' websites, which NBC News has viewed a common tactic for ransomware hackers to deploy against victims who refuse to pay. While grain is a key component to the U.S. food supply chain, its market is large enough that the country won't see a noticeable effect from 3 distributors seeing slowed production, Herberg said. But the fact that there have been 3 known attacks in a short span indicates that the hackers may have broken into a company that manages internet services in the industry, or found a vulnerability in software that they tend to use, said Alan Lishka, a ransomware analyst at the cybersecurity firm Recorded Future. That means there may be other victims who have yet to be made public, he said. The fact that there were 3 so close together tells me there are probably others we don't know about, Lishka said. Eric Goldstein, the executive assistant director at the U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, said that the attacks weren't a dedicated assault in the agricultural industry, but rather the outcome of opportunistic hackers exploiting whatever victims they could. Ransomware incidents can affect any organization, including small ones, he said. That can be challenging with an organization perhaps with limited resources or that doesn't have a dedicated security team, he said. Victims or anyone looking to avoid a ransomware infection can visit CISA's dedicated resource center, stopransomware.gov, Goldstein said. We know that every sector is at risk. Every organization, big or small, is possibly a victim, which is why it's important for all organizations to take the necessary steps to secure their own networks, he said. Breaking news emails. Be the first to know about breaking news and other NBC News reports. Sign up. This site is protected by RECAPTCHA Privacy Policy Terms of Service.